Wow, that shoots good. Hey folks, I'm at the range here testing SIG Sauer's new P320 AXG Scorpion. The AXG stands for Aluminum X Grip, and that denotes this grip module that's made of aluminum. If you like some of SIG's old all-metal guns like the vaunted 226, but you also like some of the newer striker-fired guns that are all polymer, like the P320, you're gonna love this baby because it's a hybrid. It's also the first gun from SIG's custom workshop that's more of a custom gun. Just has many wonderful features. That's more from a higher end gun, and of course that's reflective of the price. But let me walk you through this really quick. Namely, the whole deal with this gun, it took a P320 slide that's all steel, of course, and the frame size and the angle, it feels like a striker fired 320, which it is a striker fired, but SIG made the grip module. Think of this like the lower receiver on an AR. This grip module is made of aluminum. Now, going with an all metal gun, the steel slide aluminum grip module does a couple of things. One, it just gives the gun for many people, a more rigid, a better feel, much like kind of a 1911, because unlike a plastic gun where a lot of times your grip gets really slippery, and that's why you have people putting many dimples in there and doing all kinds of modifications, with this, the company could machine this checkering out of metal, the front strap and the rear strap, so you can really get a good grip. Also, it allows for removable custom scales, much like in 1911. SIG chose these G10 micarta-like grip scales that are wonderful. They also look really slick too. Also, in shooting it, it's just unflexing. You can get kind of a better sense of recoil. It's almost like driving a sports car like in 1911 that doesn't have much suspension, but you can really feel it and drive it well. Same goes for this gun. Now, on the other end, the metal also makes it a little bit heavier than a polymer gun. Now, heavy isn't great for carrying concealed all the time, but it does mitigate recoil, and a lot of people love that. That extra weight just goes a long way for its shootability. Moving along to the gun, it features a cutout on the slide for an optic. I have a SIG's own Romeo installed. Some people love this. They're getting more popular for concealed carry. There's no arguing with the accuracy of it, but it comes with the cover if you don't choose to use the optic. If you buy this gun for the price, you will definitely not need to get aftermarket sights because these X-rays are wonderful. They're low-profile steel night sights. I love the stippling on the slide. You can do easy crack checks, rack the slide from any angle. That's wonderful. Of course, it has a flashlight rail that's pretty standard on all guns. Notably, it comes with a flat trigger. This thing is one of the better striker fired triggers you're going to find. I measured it at about 4.5 pounds. While that's not awesome for all guns or even for like 1911 style guns, for striker fired guns, that's very good. The gun is ambidextrous. It has a flared magwell, and here's one of the big things with this 320 AXG. It comes with 3 17-round magazines, so of course that makes this gun an 18-round capacity. That's a lot of firepower in a relatively small gun. It weighs about 32 ounces, which is about a half dozen ounces heavier than most similar striker fired guns. Still, some people really appreciate that weight. There's another thing that building this gun's frame out of metal allows it, and that is this excellent Cerakote finish. It's just a quality finish that protects the gun, almost makes it a little smooth to the touch, and no doubt it looks good. The reason I like this gun, even though it's a fairly costly handgun, is that if you could only have one gun or only wanted one gun, this is a pretty good balance for all guns. It's accurate enough with its weight, with its SIG quality in that trigger, that you could shoot this in competition if you wanted to, especially with the optic. It's fun to shoot, you can target practice with it, but it's also small enough for concealed carry. And man, having 18 ounces of 9mm on your side is a pretty empowering feeling. Performance-wise, I hate to gush, but it was excellent. I averaged more or less 1-inch groups with 3 different kinds of ammunition from 10 yards off sandbags. Once I got this Romeo dialed in, I even shot at 100 yards. The gun is outstanding all around. Reliability-wise, you're not going to beat this gun. I put over 500 rounds through it, and I haven't had a single malfunction. That's right, it's 100%. Now, on my history with SIG, over the course of its lifetime, if you keep it clean, you can expect 99.9% reliability, and that's why many operators and people who depend on guns for their livelihood often choose SIG. All in all, a premium dual handgun from SIG Sauer's custom shop. It's a limited run, SIG says, depending on how many it sells, but I expect it to sell pretty well. That's SIG Sauer's P320 AXG Scorpion for about $1,200 bucks.